Hi, my name is Shane Noor. I'm the product specialist for the Northeast. Today we're going to kind of go through the calibration process of the new leader on a C-Series rogator or interrogator. We're focusing on interrogator here today, but we can apply it to the rogators. So, first step is we actually have a drop chute that new leader offers. So we have taken the back side of the divider off with the wing nut and actually installed the chute. In order to install the chute, you have to crank your spinners forward as far as with the jack that is underneath. So make sure they go all the way forward. This comes in, and then this will allow us to use a loader bucket to catch that fertilizer. Another thing that we do with the multiplier, we have the waterfall divider here. We take the cover off of it. If during a calibration, sometimes it will tend to puddle up here as far as the fertilizer, it won't let it flow out. In a typical normal application, it's a little different, but since we're doing it stationary, you want to pull this cover off. So at that point. So the other big key factors is gate settings. So up here on the back of the multiplier, there's every half inch, there's an increment we can adjust mechanically by pulling a pin. So you got to get that, usually on the back bend is usually around 3.5 inches. The front bend is also mechanically moved when it's a multiplier. Remove 2 bolts, raise the gate, usually between a 2 to 2.5 inch gate setting. So today we're going to use a 3.5 gate setting on the rear, a 2 1/4 on the front is really where we're going to go. So that is what you're going to do back here in preparation for what you do in the cab as far as starting the calibration. Okay, we're in the cab right now. So we have the new leader in the ISO or the UT for Universal Terminal. So we've loaded the front bend, so we're working just in the front bend. We've got to charge it because we have an insert, so we have to move the fertilizer from the front bend to the rear to the spinners before we start the catch test. So in order to do that, we'll come to the toolbox. We go to bend flush. It says manually disable the spinners. So we're going to select the front bend, and then we will actually hit start dispensing. And what it's going to do is run the conveyor until it runs out the rear until you see the product. At that point, stop it. And now we're charged before we start the calibration. Okay, we're going to start the front bend calibration. So we will come to the gears. We'll come to the conveyor. We're going to do a static routine test on just the front bend right now. So we're going to select that. To disable the spinners automatically. So what we got to do here is the gate height. We've already measured it, so it is at 2 1/4. The density that the product we're doing here today is 68, and we are going to dispense 800 pounds. So the more you need, 800 to 1,000 pounds is most likely what we'd like to be catching. So at this point in time, you're ready to go. So hit the play button. It says proceeding will accept it. So on the densities. And now we can hit the play button, and it is starting to dispense the product. So it counts, and when it gets to 800, it will kick off automatically for us here. As you see, it kind of overshot a little bit, so it is finished. So at this point in time, the loader at the rear, we'll give you guys a picture of that, has caught the machine, or caught the product. So we will go weigh that right now, and then we'll come back to here and put in our numbers. Alright, so we've weighed the product. It weighs 650 pounds. So the controller says we're at 804. So we're off. So we'll hit the next button here. So it says enter the actual amount dispensed. So we'll actually enter the 650 from the scale weight. And then hit the next button. So it has changed our CFR number to 0.2068. So at this point, we're going to repeat the calibration. So we'll hit repeat. So it kicks me right back in. Same density, same amount. I hit the play, and now we're ready to go again. So we'll end up running this again until this number, 800 pound, is what we end up in the scale weight.